Justin Fields has a separated shoulder and torn ligaments in his shoulder. Aaron Rodgers has been playing with a broken thumb. We've got Samaje Perine, potential usage in week number 12 if Mixon sits. We've got Stafford out. We've got Clyde Edwards-Helaire out, which means it's Pacheco season. We got Jamar Chase potentially playing week number 12, according to Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow. We got Axe first in the building. Appreciate you all. Big Drop second in the building. Hit that thumb up button. Subscribe if you're new. What's up, Frake? What's up, Swaggy? What's up, Zach F? What's going on, Abreu? File on in. The Fantasy Football Show. It begins right now.
You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, good people? We have a lot to talk about. We've got a lot to talk about. We've covered a lot of the news already on the earlier emergency live stream. But while on that live stream, news broke live. Ian Rappaport reported this while we were live. Justin Fields described his left shoulder injury as a separated shoulder with torn ligaments, basically an AC joint injury. So he's not 100%. That's clear as day. The question is, there's word that he gets to decide what he wants to do. The problem is, I don't think this is something that he should be playing on. And I think the Bears at 3 wins, what are they doing? Like, I know for fantasy purposes we want him out there, but he goes out there and injures his shoulder, makes it worse. He's out for the year, and he puts his long-term health in jeopardy. Makes no sense for them to be running this out. What's wrong with Etienne? I see two or three people saying, "Are we worried about Etienne?" What on earth would you be worried about in terms of Etienne? Please do tell. I'm curious. I'm curious to know. Mike White is back. That's right, Mike White. Look, Mike White is entering the starting lineup finally. We've been waiting for this one. Mike White season could be underway. Maybe he falters. Maybe he falls flat on his face. I don't know. But all I know is I like Mike White a whole heck of a lot. I think Mike White is a surgeon on the field, and maybe he doesn't deliver. But we'll see. He's definitely got a nice, talented squad that's motivated, that can be led. Look what happened in Indy when you change regimes essentially, or you change leadership, and you march men in the right direction. They start to rally around you and get motivated. And I think that's pretty evident that this is probably going to happen in New York. Henderson, what about Henderson? Did he sign? Like, what are you guys talking about? Etienne. Why would you be worried about Etienne because the team signed a third running back? Like, Henderson's not even for sure going to take the number 2 job, let alone be ready. Like, what's going on here? Is everybody that quick to react? Are there that many knee jerk reacting Noahs out there that are going to sell Etienne? Are you telling me that a bunch of you want to sell Etienne? You're worried enough to ask me a question, to waste the real estate in the chat to ask questions about a guy named Travis Etienne that we think is absolute monster, an absolute beast, an absolute baller, and you're worried about, like, I like Darrell Henderson too. This is not new news. This is old news. We talked about this earlier. You're not informing me of anything new. I'm asking, why would anybody be worried about Etienne? What on earth would this? What on earth would this have anything to do with Etienne? It doesn't. Not yet. Maybe we have a conversation later. I just don't understand how that makes somebody run. A guy that couldn't even stay. Like, I like Henderson. I do like Henderson. But a guy that couldn't even stay on the roster in LA is going to come in and take Etienne's workload? I'm just not sure what we're talking about here. I feel like it's not. I don't feel like this is worth even wasting breath on. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. How do we focus on these things? Who cares if he was brought in into this Jaguars situation? Etienne is an absolute monster that has taken this whole situation by storm. Everybody in the world needs a backup. Do people really feel like when a team signs anybody that it means that the starter is going to be removed from the situation? Everybody needs a backup. Everybody needs a backup. Okay, Justin Fields, let's monitor this situation. Now, granted, I could see him playing through this. I could see him playing through this, and I could see him somehow escaping further injury. But I could also see the Bears saying, we're cutting this out. We're gonna go ahead and shut this down at least through the bye week. Why not shut him down through the bye week? My guess is that they at least shut him down through the bye week, or they talk about it. Maybe Fields talks him out of it. I don't know why Fields has this ability to decide whether he's going to play or not. Players always choose to play. They don't choose to protect themselves. However, this Fields character is a bright individual, and I feel like Fields is going to make the right call. I feel like Fields is going to say, you know what? I'm worried about my long-term health. I know he's a baller. I know he wants to win, but this is a 3-win team. If it was up to me, I would sit him at least through the bye week and then kind of decide what's what after that. But who knows what could happen? I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know the answer to this. The Bears could fully throw him out there. I just feel like if you're like, this is a new staff. They're not on the verge of getting fired. They're developing this thing. They gave away now talent, and sent the now talent away to help build for the future with draft picks and start prepping for 2023 on. So it's fully understood that this is not going to be a situation where you need to win or you're out. Okay, they're showing progress. Fields is developing. I think to run Fields out there is a huge, grave mistake. And I don't know what's going to happen, but monitor that situation. You need to have a backup plan in case he ends up sitting. This right here, this piece of news, this is par for the course for Aaron Rodgers playing with injuries. He's a tough guy. Been playing with a broken right thumb. That's interesting. Aaron Rodgers, that'll affect you a little bit, but doesn't seem to be something that's going to be. We got breaking news here from. Let's see here. Since the big talking point today, this breaks in news. I asked Aaron Rodgers during a Make-A-Wish how his finger was, and he replied that his thumb is actually broken. That's just Ian Rappaport talking about the thumb again. All right, what did he say? Hold on. I don't know. All right, so monitor that. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers will be missing any time. Doesn't feel like he's going to. This right here, Leonard Fournette. Looks like Todd Bowles is suggesting that he could go with the hot hand approach in week number 12. We could take this a couple different ways. We could assume that what he means by this is like, look, Lenny, we're going to go with the hot hand being the guy that we call Rachaad White. We call him Moon Man. Or it could mean that they still haven't decided and they could go back and forth between Fournette and Rachaad White. It does put Rachaad White a little bit in a predicament, or puts owners in a predicament, because you have guys like Tony Pollard, Rachaad White, Dameon Pierce. The most common players I see pitted against Rachaad White in a lineup dilemma would be like Dameon Pierce, Tony Pollard, Deonta Foreman. And when you're faced with those situations and you've got Rachaad White and you want to play Rachaad White, it makes it a really perplexing situation, because you don't really know if Fournette's going to get rolled out there for halftime or more. And if he's going to truly go with the hot hand, what if Fournette is doing well? What if Rachaad White goes out there, gets dinged up? You don't know. So I'm going to sit here and say this. I'm going to say, if you can find a way to start Rachaad White in your flex play, do it. Don't force anybody crazy out of your lineup for Rachaad White just yet. I would say he's a fantastic, locked and loaded running back 3 or flex play, Rachaad White. I'm not starting Lenny Fournette. If Lenny's ruled out of the game, Rachaad White is a running back 2 and probably going forward. I love Pacheco too. Pacheco and Rachaad White are oftentimes pitted against each other for a lineup dilemma. I would try and find a way to get Pacheco and Rachaad White into your lineup, and that's the most common. Because you're on the Fantasy Football Show community train here, you own both of them. Everybody comes to me and says Pacheco, Rachaad White or Pacheco. You have a dilemma because you've been here listening to the waiver wire shows every single week, weeks 1 through now 12, because we've been talking about Rachaad White and Pacheco every single week. They've been like in the top 5. And this is why you pick up players for this moment right here. This is what's going to win you a league. You're in double-digit week territory. You've got Rachaad White in the lineup potentially. You've got Pacheco now in the lineup and has the keys to the starting lineup. He's in the driver's seat with Clyde Edwards-Helaire on IR. This is why you did what you did. This is why you picked up, like we talked about all season long, and you stashed and you held. You stashed and you held. Silver Rapture with the question here. Silver says, Pierce versus Miami or Rachaad White versus... See, this is what I'm talking about. This is where it's like, you almost have to go Pierce, but at the same time, like, I want you to get White in your flex spot. But if that's your flex spot, that is the dilemma, and that's where we kind of gotta scoot a little closer toward kickoff before we can truly make a determination. We don't have much time, I get it, but a lot of people have decisions they got to make even tomorrow. But we need to look at this thing a little bit longer. Maybe we'll dig into it tonight or tomorrow morning or something like that. But I appreciate you all. Subscribe if you're new. I don't know if I'll be live at all during Thanksgiving. Maybe the evening. maybe the evening time. Okay, so maybe nothing before the game. I don't know. Check my stories, check my Instagram stories, check my YouTube shorts. I might do some stuff on there. I might do a pre-recorded video here on the channel, like a live premiere type of thing. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. We're going to play it by ear. Appreciate you, Silver. And that's a dilemma, bro. That's something that we got to debate. What would the chat do? Damian Pierce or Rachaad White? Let's vote for Silver in the chat, okay? But Pacheco, Rachaad White season, it's upon us. And get ready for it. And you guys have been ready for it all season long. Joe Burrow said he expects Ja'Marr Chase to play week number 12. We don't have any concrete information on this other than Joe Burrow. And when Joe Burrow speaks, we listen. So I assume this is law when Joe Burrow talks. But we have to wait and see before we lock him in and walk away and go stuff our face with some turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy and stuffing. We need to make sure we're prepped and loaded for this one. Although you got more time than that. You can decide later. But I believe that Ja'Marr Chase will try and play. I do. The question is, will he be rusty? The question will he be limited? The question is, how much atrophy does he have? He was using crutches for quite some time. Now, he might have just been assisting to make sure it wasn't like total weight-bearing type of situation. So the crutches may not have been where his foot was completely off the ground. If it was, if he was like off, if his foot was off the ground and he was literally not even putting any weight on it at all, then 10 days or more, and then there's a lot of atrophy that ends up occurring where like 14 days, most people need to learn to walk again. And that might sound crazy to some people, but it is absolutely insane. If anybody's ever been on crutches for 14 days straight, you literally can't step. Your muscles don't fire. Now, he's a pro athlete. He's going to be able to probably withstand some atrophy effects a lot longer than you or I could. So if it's like, I don't know how many days he was on the crutches, but I assume he's going to probably be fine. He's got a lot of time to prep. He's probably doing that right now. He's probably trying to take it easy. They're not going to probably let him go out there if there's any risk of re-injury, but you never know with these things. But the fact that he's firing up week 12, you got to get him in your lineup unless we hear anything negative whatsoever. He's in your lineup. Like if you can't, you've got to find, even if it's your wide receiver 3 spot or your flex play, you have to put him in your lineup. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So fire him up. For now, fire him up. Here's this news right here that everybody seems to be freaking out about. Let him. Darrell Henderson. I like Darrell Henderson. He's a good backup running back, but he is a backup running back. He's the backup to the backup as it stands right now. I don't know how or why this created a little panic. And it wasn't just in this live chat. I saw it in like DMs and spreading all around. Whoa, are we worried about Etienne? What are you talking about? Go after any individual that's freaking out about Etienne and because Henderson's on roster, go make a trade offer. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous reaction. John Harbaugh said that Lamar Jackson is dealing with an issue, but will play week 12 against the Jaguars. Monitor this if you're noticing all the running quarterbacks are I'm not benching Chase. Stop it. Who said anything about benching him, Swaggy? I don't see anybody in here that's saying bench him. Who said bench him? Harbaugh. Look, I don't know if you've noticed, but Josh Allen running quarterback, he's banged up. Fields running quarterback, he's banged up. Lamar Jackson running quarterback, he's banged up. Jalen Hurts is not currently banged up, but these running quarterbacks that are running for a living are all banged up right now. It's definitely a factor when you draft a running quarterback, especially to the degree that Fields runs or Lamar runs and Josh Allen runs. And Josh Allen is probably the most reckless out of all of them. He's a little bit bigger, so he can withstand hits a little bit better, but all it takes is one shot to the knee. But if you have Lamar, you got to run him out there. Okay. So Lamar Jackson, we got that news out of the way. Kyler Murray is a full participant in practice. What's going on here? Guy misses the game and now he's all of a sudden better. I don't know what the Cardinals are doing. Kind of feels like me. I heard word too that he could have probably played in that game. This makes me curious. Why would you sit Kyler Murray in a division game when your playoffs are probably on the line, and then he's back full practice, not limited, back to full practice today? It's head scratching to me. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they were worried about his confidence against the Niners, and they're willing to sell the entire season. But I heard he was, from a few people, that there was some talk that he could have played. So I don't know what's going on here with Kyler, but it's very disappointing. Kyler's been disappointing. As I said from the very beginning, this guy doesn't deserve the money. He's not an elite NFL quarterback. He's a really good quarterback. It would be hard for the Cardinals to upgrade him, but this guy's not marching us to a championship. This guy's not going to win a championship in Arizona. I'm in Arizona, and I can tell you the fan base isn't all that thrilled with Kyler Murray. The fan base doesn't feel like Kyler Murray was worth the money. Kyler Murray's attitude, the way he approaches the game, the way he approaches the locker room, the way that he, carries himself at times. This is just not a situation that I'm feeling like. I'm not feeling this situation at all. I don't know what's in store for the Cardinals, but I don't understand why in the world this guy's back at full practice now but couldn't suit up for that game. That was the playoffs were on the line. The division, Kyler is not him. He's not. He's very talented. In fantasy wise, he can be electric. But it's pretty depressing in Arizona. I'll tell you that. Cardinal fans wanted to make a trade, wanted to send him packing. Clyde Edwards-Helaire on injured reserve. Told you about that. Pacheco season's in full effect. Joe Mixon not practicing yet. Stay tuned for that. He's not out of concussion protocol, I mean. And then DeAndre Swift is no longer on the injury report, and he's practicing in full. He's practicing the most he's ever practiced, so there's some hope that if you've got him, he could produce elite running back numbers for you at some point this year. Maybe not. I don't know. Kyler was playing Call of Duty, Smitty. Probably was. He's not. Kyler Murray, I said this in the offseason, and it didn't get a lot of positive traction, but we should have traded him for a big defensive piece and then made a trade for like Tyler Huntley, who would have been attainable in a trade. But I'm telling you right now, this Cardinal team with Tyler Huntley under center, a quarterback I really, really think has a lot of upside in this league. The way he runs the football, he looks a lot like Lamar Jackson. In fact, when Tyler Huntley took over for Lamar in several games last year, people said they thought it was Lamar on the field. They're very similar. He's got a lot of accuracy issues that people like to cite. Oh, he's not accurate. Well, give him a chance to develop. People said the same thing about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a fantastic quarterback now. I said it from the beginning. I'd rather have traded Kyler Murray for a big defensive piece, like a game changer on defense, and trade for Tyler Huntley using some draft capital. That's what I would have done. If I was running this thing, I would have done that. I would have let people laugh in my face. I would have acquired Mike White season. I would have acquired Huntley, not White. I like Huntley a lot. I think Huntley would be phenomenal in that Arizona attack, and it's just crazy. I don't know why someone doesn't trade for him. People they don't know what they're doing. If I was running an organization, I'd be like Miami Mike McDaniel. I would be like Miami Mike McDaniel. That dude was all over the place, making trades, making things happen. That's how I would be. If you threw me in charge of Cardinal decision making, I would have traded Kyler Murray away. I would have traded for Tyler Huntley. I probably would have made a move. I would have drafted a running back. I would have drafted Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker, and they could have drafted Najee Harris. They could have. There's a lot of times the Cardinals passed on our RB, and they want to run the football so bad, yet they don't want to invest in a top running back. Javonte Williams was available as well. They could have got Javonte. There's a lot of running backs they passed on. I would have drafted Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker. Thank God neither running back went to the Cardinals, because guess what? I don't like that situation for either running back in hindsight, because the Cardinals can't move the football down the field without Kyler Murray under center, and Kyler Murray doesn't appear to want to play half the time. Ramondre or Kamara? I mean, Kamara right now, bro. Do I think Ramondre could be better than him? It's possible, but you can't even contemplate that right now. We don't know what that offense is, what's in store for Ramondre going forward. He had a boatload of carries, like 15 last week, but averaged under 3 yards per carry. I don't like that situation. All right, DeAndre Swift. Hopeful for DeAndre. Hopeful.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into thy show. First super chat of the day is from T. Brady. Should I start Mostert against the banged up Texans defense or Rachaad White? Rachaad White, bro. Mostert's sharing time. And he might not even be 50% owner of that timeshare. Yo, Smitty, pick 2 half PPR, Campbell, Palmer, B-Rob, Palmer, Lat Murray. Probably, you got 2 Palmers here, so I don't know what's going on there. But I'll probably say B-Rob, and it depends on Mike Williams. Mike Williams is most likely out for multiple weeks, so I'd say Palmer and probably Lat Murray, I suppose. But these are not great options, Fallon, and you're probably going to get that wrong more than 50% of the time. That's one of those things where you're not even going to get it 50% of the time. Like, that's a crazy one, bro. That's a crazy scenario. 12-team PPR 5 and 6. Josh Allen, Swift, Gibson, Jamar Chase, McLaurin, Andrews, Pickens, Rachaad White, bench. Okay. What moves? Josh Allen, Swift, Gibson, Chase, McLaurin, Andrews. I don't know what moves you could make here, Joshua. I think you probably need to maybe potentially. Oh God, I mean, I don't think this team's gonna. This team is a tall order for you. It's a tall order for you to not only make the playoffs but to win, unless Swift balls out. You got to hope Swift actually returns to his potential. And you got to hope Jamar Chase is healthy and balls out right away. I don't think you could sell anybody. There's no one to really sell high here. Josh Allen's injured. Swift hasn't earned any value back yet. Chase is banged up. Andrews hasn't returned to form. You need Rachaad White and Swift to explode. And I put Rachaad White in probably over Gibson, but there's no real moves for you to make. If you trade anybody, you're just going to sell low. So you need Rachaad White in the lineup, but your team's pretty darn good. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Smitty, it's Too Quick again.
What's up, Too Quick?
So I just got this is the same team. This is the 6 and 5 team that I was talking to you about. I just got offered, so I would be trading away Dak and Andrews, and then I would be getting Herbert, Dalton Schultz, and D-Hop.
D-Hop, Herbert, Herbs, and Schultz?
Yep, for Dak and Mark Andrews.
Yeah, you got to take that. Like, for one, Dak and Herbert, you can argue what you want about that. You could say, I like Dak more, whatever. I don't, let's just cross. You could argue that Herbs and Dak are even. Let's just throw that out. So the question is D-Hop and Schultz overpowering of Andrews? Absolutely. Like smash and a half.
Yeah. Because that's a league where I got Chase, and then I don't really have a wide receiver.
That's light work, bro.
So I think that'd be good.
Is that an offer on the table, or is that you cooking up some daydream?
That got offered to me. I sent out a lot of offers today.
Smash.
Everyone said no.
Smash.
But then he offered me that one. So
yeah, go do that. Go do that. Smash it and then come back and watch the show. Go do it before he pulls it. He might be watching. Bro. All right, later.
Yeah.
You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
How you doing?
What's up?
What's up? This is Terrell. How you doing?
What's up, Terrell?
Not much. So I'm looking at my hold on one second. Let's slow down. I'm looking at my roster right now, and I'm having a tough time deciding if I want to start Dameon Pierce this week because he's really killing me right now.
Who else
Really
you got?
killing me. I have Isaiah Pacheco, James Cook, and Gus Edwards.
Okay, well,
Put in there at
these
at
right
two.
here, these two, Cook and Gus, aren't considerations. Like, I think Pierce has earned enough leeway that you don't turn that direction quite yet. However, Pacheco, he's got the keys to the starting lineup. He's in the Kansas City Chief offense. He just saw, 5.1 yards per carry. Another, I don't know what it was this week. It was like 5 point something. Massive carry increase over the last 2 weeks. Just getting all the work. Clyde Edwards-Helaire on IR. I could understand going Pacheco, and Smitty approved starting Pacheco this week over Pierce, but that isn't to say I don't think Pierce could bounce back, and that isn't to say I don't like Pierce. I still like Pierce a lot. Like, I still think he can bounce back. It's just a matter of there's a quarterback change. He hasn't done well lately. He can get games scripted out. All those are negatives, and there's a lot of red flags there to say if you went Pacheco instead of Pierce and Pierce did better, you wouldn't feel bad about it because you got a lot of red flags, yelling at you. But if you were to sit Pacheco, go Pierce, and he does bad and Pacheco goes nuts, that's the feeling you're going to get, the I knew it feeling. You're not going to get that if you put Pierce on the bench because there's a lot of red flags. Easy call.
Right, it's so many red flags. All right, and should I get Sutton out of my lineup?
Who's Sutton, bro? Who's Sutton? I don't even know who that.
I have Darius Slayton
I don't even know who Sutton is, bro.
Yeah, he needs to shut up.
Sutton who?
Sutton who?
Sutton. All right, bro.
Yeah. All right, have a good one.
All right, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. This one here from. Let's see what. Okay, this one's from Duvall. Duvall, thank you. Need help with the defense, Commanders versus the Falcons, Chiefs versus the Rams. Give me the Chiefs, bro. Someone had asked me about the Chiefs earlier in the week, but now that we know that Stafford's out, I'm going Kansas City on that one call that I made a while ago when I said, well, come back to me when we find out what's going on with Stafford. Put some respect on Etienne's name. Exactly. Etienne is a moon man for a reason, and we need to respect this man.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
What, are you in a plane, bro? Are you on a motorboat or in a plane?
I'm in a car.
Or are you motorboating? Like what? Something's going on with boats, bro. You're motorboating, you're in a boat, or you're on a plane.
Motor carring.
What kind of car do you drive?
Oh man, 2010 Chevy Cobalt.
Okay. What can I do for you, bro? You're live.
Okay. Well, I'm big about fantasy sports, and I'm a big fan of yours, Smitty. I appreciate all your tips and advice and what you're doing for the community. My question for you was, I have a full point PPR. I'm starting either Drake London or Miles Sanders in the flex. What's your advice?
Well, I think similar to the Pierce conversation is that I think even though I've been a big pessimistic person on Sanders pretty much his whole career, I think he's warranted a little leeway. Whereas London not only doesn't have the leeway, like you don't know that he's going to deliver or not each week. He's also got Mariota and an offense that's very limiting on its own. So Sanders at least is in a potent offense. He's delivered. He's had really good games in the past. Of the two options, I'm going Sanders. I don't love both of them, but of the two options, I'm going Sanders. Until London proves to be consistent.
That makes complete sense. That's why I've been on the entire time last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I like London a lot. I think we all do. But it's not about liking London. It's about, will the targets be there? Like, Drake London can be as good as we want him to be, but if he's getting no targets, then what happens? So he got 3 targets last week, bro. 3 targets, 1 reception, 2 yards. And maybe he got 6 and 7 targets the week prior and 5. So 6, 7, 5, not bad. But he went down to 3 this week. The week before that, he had 1 target. And he's just capable of being completely, like, ignored. So anybody can say all they want. They like Drake London. And at any moment, he could have a good game because he's talented. I'm not debating his talent whatsoever. Miles Sanders is at least getting double-digit carries. And he gets at least usually, earlier in the year, he'd get a couple targets at least. But he's only had 1 target each game in the last 2 games. But 13 carries, 12 carries, 17 carries the last 3 games. That's pretty good. And his yards per carry have been above 4 yards per carry over the last 3 games. He's had 3 TDs over the last 5 games, but he just hasn't had a TD in any of the last 2. So you got to think to yourself, Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers struggling with the thumb, the Packers up and down, Eagles get up big, run the ball. Kind of my thinking.
Thank you, Smitty. I appreciate you, man.
That's what it sounded like, bro. He hung up. How's it feel? Hey, call back with your call. I forget what did he say his name was, Jesse? If you call back again and I don't hear that sound, I'm hanging up on you. Every time you call, I want that sound in the background. I want it to sound like you're either motorboating, driving a motorboat, or in a plane. Okay? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Yeah, I'm not in a plane. I'm pretty much in the bathroom right now, and I'm taking a break. So I thought I'd give you a call because I'm kind of freaking constipated right now with this decision. So
okay.
I need your help.
Hit me with it.
All right. So I got it's a flex spot. It's either Darius Slayton, Christian Watson, or Demarcus Robinson. And what's your thoughts on the running backs from Tampa Bay? I got both of them.
Tampa Bay, I mean, do you have that as an option here?
Well, I mean, I got my running back set, but as far as a flex spot, would you gamble playing one of those running backs, or would you go with the receiver?
What I'm saying is you have these options plus the Rashad White option.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I go Rashad. I go Rashad White or Watson. I don't trust Slayton enough. He's okay. He's not a bad option. D-Rob, I don't trust at all. I think Watson's probably earned the safe nod right now, and White's got the high risk, high reward label. So you kind of got to pick your poison here. If you want secure, safe, and sound, probably Watson, who's been delivering the touchdown production. And I think the Packers are probably going to be losing in this contest in week number 12. So I kind of envision the Packers trying to throw their way back into the game. But, I mean, you know how these things go. You think it's going to go one way, and then it goes another way. But it is the night game on Sunday. It's a Sunday night game. It's in Philly. I imagine the Packers are losing, and they're throwing the ball a ton. So I would say in PPR, Watson's safer. Rashad White is higher risk, higher reward. But you could always wait on Rashad White and let it play out again. And I don't think you'd really kick yourself if he did well, because you don't really know what's in store for him yet. Now, if we hear something like on Sunday where it's like and that Tampa Bay game is when? That Tampa Bay game is in the morning. So if we hear Sunday morning,
yeah. See, my main issue was Slayton because playing tomorrow, but I think we're both in agreement that Slayton might have a rough time against Dallas.
Thursday game, Dallas defense. What are we doing here? We're not going to put him in over these two options, in my opinion. So Rashad White plays in the morning, perfect. You get to find out what the workload sounds like it's going to be for him. Maybe Leonard Fournette's ruled out. He's still banged up with the hip injury. Maybe he decides to sit, or they decide to sit him, and then Rashad White's getting full volume. And if he's getting full volume, I start Rashad White over Watson. But if you don't know, I start Watson.
All right, but I appreciate your insight, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Later.
Yep.
Okay, let me get to these super chats real quick before I answer another phone call. Need help with the defense commanders. Okay, so I said Chiefs. So go with the Chiefs. Put some respect on Etienne. That's right, Duvall. Tell him, boy. Tell him. Appreciate you. Travis, my man. 0.5, 5 and 6. Hurts, JT, CMC, AJB, CeeDee Lamb, Dulcich, Kenneth Walker, Etienne. That's a fire squad. You got CMC, JT, Walker, Etienne. What is this? This is like a 4-man league, bro. AJ Brown, CD, Dulcich, Olave on the bench, Rashad White on the bench, Pacheco on the bench. Oh, Smitty team right here. Trade my CMC and Pacheco and Kmet for Adams and Devontae Smith. I'm going to say no. Well, maybe. Doesn't really matter, like, right? You're just moving your lineup pieces around. You know, Etienne and Walker in those 2 flex spots, and you take out CMC, you roll with one of those guys up there, and then now your flex is Adams. Doesn't really matter. I probably roll with CMC with this lineup, to be honest, but I don't blame you for going either way. I would say, chat, what do you think? Doesn't really matter. CMC, Adams will be in the flex spot, or you could look at it that way. Who would you rather have go for it, CMC or Adams? Adams or CMC? I kind of lean CMC, but you can't really go wrong. It's a really close call, bro. Alex with the super chat. Everett and Deshaun Watson for Zeke. And I have Mark and Everett and Deshaun. I don't want Zeke Elliott. I'd rather just trade Deshaun Watson to a QB needy team and get something different. I think you mean I have Mark Andrews and Tua. I don't really, like, Zeke doesn't do anything for me. I'd rather get a different player. Like, is that a crazy trade to make? No. I don't mind it. It's not horrible, but, like, it's not something I'm doing. I don't think it's that good of a trade. Robert with the $20 hauler.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. Robert dropping the wad. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate you, good buddy. Smitty! I'm struggling with Mooney since Fields is out. Fields isn't... Fields isn't out yet. Is there something dropping that I don't know about right now, bro? Where did you see Fields is out? Maybe you're just assuming the worst. But Fields isn't out yet. But Fields is potentially being looked at, to maybe be out. So I think you're jumping the gun here. I had to check. I didn't know if Robert was seeing something that I didn't see just now. If Fields is in, Mooney stays in. Should I pick up Demarcus Robinson and fit him in? I have Hollywood on my bench to drop or Lat Murray. Your thoughts, please. Should I leave Mooney alone? I leave him in for now. Fields is not ruled out yet, so just hang tight on that. And I don't like Demarcus Robinson much at all. There's got to be a better waiver wire grab than that. I would look around a little deeper. I mean, he's okay. He's not horrible, but there's got to be a better option. I also feel like we'll have to see on Hollywood. What's the status on Hollywood? Yeah, keep Fields in your lineups until we know he's out. There's no even word that he's out at all. Apparently, he gets to decide if he plays or not. Hollywood Brown could play. So let's hang tight on this one, and you might be starting Hollywood Brown over Mooney. But leave Mooney in for right now, Robert. But appreciate your super chat, and I don't care about Demarcus Robinson. I'd rather hold on to Lat Murray. Maybe can you make a trade right now? I forget if your trade deadline's over. Andy Murphy with a $20 hauler.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Andy, the Murphmeister. Notice you don't talk about playoff schedules much. Is that because talent tends to dominate in the playoffs regardless of matchups? Sorry, I'm just learning fantasy. Thanks for all your help. My team's looking good. Thanks to you. Appreciate you. I do talk about it. I don't like to make a lot of trades preemptively. What I'll do is give you schedule and some fantasy football playoff guidance, like who to start, who's got what. But I don't like making trades based on schedules because look what would have happened if you had made a trade or traded away somebody like that was a Cardinal. And the Cardinals aren't playing well right now. It's kind of a bad example, but it's a good example in that their second half of the season looked awful, dreadful, worst schedule in the entire National Football League. for the second half of the season when we looked at it from the beginning of the year. But then what happened? You go look at it now, and all the teams are playing different. There's so much going on, so many injuries. The Rams look horrible. Like this is not like I think when you focus on that too much, you end up sacrificing talent. And sometimes players do really well with bad matchups or tough matchups that cause teams to play from behind and throw the football, especially with quarterbacks and wide receivers. Even in tough matchups, if they're down, they're throwing the ball a ton. And I think you start worrying about schedules instead of talent. You're right. You kind of hit the nail on the head. You miss out. So do I focus on it? I do. Absolutely do. During playoff time, I will do playoff ranking matchups type of thing. 100%. But do I recommend anybody make week 8 trades based on the playoffs? No, I don't. Not unless there's something that's like an anomaly, like he's facing 3 straight number 1, number 2, and number 3 rushing defenses. Smitty, do we trade so-and-so away? Or Derrick Henry's got a pretty good playoff schedule. He's a fantastic thing to factor in a Derrick Henry trade. But you have to be careful to be making trades and sacrificing talent for a schedule advantage. You know, like, oh, I'll downgrade him because he has a good schedule. I don't play that game. Andy, and I don't recommend that you do either. And I think you nailed it on you hit the nail on the head. Let's see here. What's up, Axe? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show, buddy.
What's going on, Smitty? How's it going?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
All righty. Hey, listen, I have a question. Okay, I have 3 tight ends, okay? Schultz, Frymuth, and I have Hurts. Hurts not really a factor, though, but I just have him, you know?
Yeah.
God want to trade me Shawn White. I had to drop him because 5 weeks, and, you know, it's just one of those situations I had to let somebody go, you know? And the minute I let him go, he started kind of excelling, you know? He want to trade me one of those tight ends, either Schultz or Frymuth. But I had Etienne, Pollard, Pierce, you know? So I was just wondering if I should stay where I'm at or I should trade for him.
I don't mind trading for him. Trading for Rachaad White. I mean, what tight end do you give up? That's tough. I mean, like, across the industry.
You want Frymuth or Schultz.
Yeah, and across the industry, they're back-to-back, like number 5 and like number 6 for all tight ends. So it doesn't really matter which one you give up. Personally, I'd rather keep the guy with the better quarterback. So I would probably give up Freiermuth, and I would make that trade if I was you. And then I would start Schultz, go forward. I would do that. I think Rachaad White's worth it. You don't necessarily need the 2 tight ends. You got Hurst as a backup. I think you might regret not doing that more so than, like, I don't think Freiermuth is going to make you live to regret getting rid of him because he's got Pickett and an offense that can be okay, but they're not going to turn Freiermuth into an elite, absolute fantasy football monster. However, Schultz could have elite games. He probably won't be consistent all year, but I like Schultz enough that, and we liked him a lot in the offseason, right? I think he could have kind of a finish to the year that we thought he could have had at the beginning of the year. So I would definitely trade Freiermuth for Rachaad White. I'd try and keep Schultz.
Gotcha. Understood. Thank you, Smith.
You bet, man. Appreciate you.
All
right, call back if you have another one. Later. All right, let me get through these super chats real quick. Tua, Dimes, Eckler, Sanders, Kirk, Keenan Allen, Schultz, benches, Mostert. Okay, 5 and 6. Please help me with the playoffs. I mean, Eckler, Sanders, Kirk, Keenan Allen. This is tough. This is a tough team. I'm not going to lie to you. I almost feel like you've got Tua, you've got Eckler, and then what else? What happened? You probably got hit with injuries. There is a thing called Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. And if you use that promo code at Underdog, they'll match up to $100 on your first deposit. I do recommend you get on over to Underdog Fantasy and play Underdog Fantasy Week 12 contest, Week 13 contest. Do some over-unders. This is like coming to a surgeon and asking me, a great surgeon, to reattach your limb, but you don't know where the limb is. You know what I mean? Like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? I don't know, Chief. I don't know what to do here. You know, I could attach anything if you have the actual limb, but I don't know. I can't just, you know, take a leg to the furniture over here and sew that on and call it an arm. I don't know what to do here. The only sell high you have is Eckler and Kirk, Keenan. There's just not much to work. It's 8 of us, 5 and 6. This is an 8-team league too. Oh my God, you must have been ravaged by injuries. You had to have had Breece Hall, Javonte Williams, Mike Thomas, Trey Lance. Like, you had to have had the whole lot of them, because in an 8-team league, you're missing some people. Does anybody have, aside from the promo code, does anybody have an idea here? Because I do not know. Mark Cleveland in the house. What's up, Mark Cleveland? Mark Cleveland.
To the moon.
I don't know what to tell this guy. I look, Chief, I appreciate you, man. And I you know I want to do you right here. I would probably try and trade Eckler on the high. Try and get at least 2 pieces somehow. Try and get a thank you to Card Arsenal. I think we need to, I think you need to try and do your best to divide Eckler into 2 players. Like, get lucky and you get Etienne and like a St. Brown or something like that. That's the only hope you have. Oh, poor guy. I don't know how this happened. Chief, you can call in if you want, and I can try and walk you through it, but there's not much to walk through. I'd be lying to you if I said you had even like a shot. But if especially because you got to try and make the playoffs on top of it. But you got to get lucky and trade Eckler for 2 players, and you got to almost get lucky with one of those players and turn them into another 2 players. You need at least 2 trades, or there's literally zero shot that team in an 8-man league. That'd be hard. That would be hard to win in a 12-man league, let alone a 10. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be you super chat. Of course, I'll want you to be happy with my answer, but like I can't do anything with that. Sam, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Yo, what's good? So I got a little bit of a log jam right now at my wide receiver spot. So since with the news of Jamar Chase maybe playing, I'm looking at Amon-Ra, Mike Evans, and Jamar Chase. So I was gonna probably flex Evans, but then but I also don't want to bench Kenneth Walker because he's also
who would
in my flex spot too.
Yeah, who would want to bench Kenneth Walker? Nobody. The answer is nobody. I'll give you the answer. Nobody. So.
And I've also tried exploring how you've been saying to try to trade Jamar for Mark Andrews. So I've been trying to do that, but
well, maybe you can now
Mark
though.
Andrews owner was not interested at all.
Maybe he's interested now though. The things have changed, bro. You know, but here's the thing, man. Like, Amon-Ra. God, this is tough. Guys, what do you think he should do? Who should he bench of these 3 wide receivers? He's got to bench one. I guess I kind of lean toward I lean 2 ways. I lean toward these are good enough options you could let Jamar Chase kind of get better and prove that he's going to get full workload. Because like if he goes out there and gets very limited work, you're going to be so mad. Because you've got options that are way above most people's, you know what I mean? If you're talking about Jamar Chase and like Curtis Samuel, or Jamar Chase and another injured Hollywood Brown, or Jamar Chase and Christian Watson or something, like, then it's like, okay, you got to start Jamar Chase. But it's hard to say that you're in that same situation. You're not. And Evans and Amon-Ra are very, very good. And I feel like you got to sit Jamar Chase coming off of the injury and try and trade him, but you also don't need to sell low. Like you have a baller's dilemma.
My tight end spot is probably the weakest on the entire team, and I've had like little brewings, like maybe that George Kittle could like little things like that. But I'm like, I don't trust in him fully. I just want top two.
Maybe you do the old pull back a roo move. Okay, send this guy a message saying last call, Jamar Chase for Andrews, and then 2 minutes later or 30 seconds later say never mind, deal's off, Jamar Chase is going to play, and then see what that does.
I like that.
Just hello, Bob. Would you last call Jamar Chase for Andrews? Hit enter. Wait like 30 seconds, then start typing and say never mind. Chase is gonna play. Deal's off, and then just let it fester, bro. Just let it fester. See what he does. And I'm not even saying that I still do it at this point, because like you've got a baller's dilemma, bro. You can weather anything. You can play matchups.
Am I having rich people problems?
You got it. Yeah, you're complaining about your fur coat being a little damp from the dry cleaners. I think you maybe explore that, because that would make your team a difference maker. But yeah, I don't know.
And also one more question. Should I think about maybe, since I do have my running back position is pretty stacked, but in case just Burrow injuries, maybe cutting Deontay Foreman for maybe testing out one of those high-risk people like Rachaad White. I'm not sure about Kadarius Toney, but I've been interested in Rachaad White.
Yeah, who's Kadarius Toney? We've already forgotten that guy's name. Good God, what a big! That's the biggest crapping of the bed in the history of 1 week hyping. As much as I did get on board with that, I admittedly was like, I'm on board with this. I don't want to miss out on this. But like the whole time, I'm like, this feels like Josh Allen or Josh Gordon. This feels like Josh Gordon. This feels like Josh Gordon. This feels like Josh Gordon. It certainly was Josh Gordon. I don't know, bro. Like part of me even doesn't want you to trade Chase for Andrews at this point. I think you just roll with what you got, bro.
Just stay pat.
Yeah, I mean, maybe try and get something else going. Like Taysom Hill dropped. Is he available? Like he's throwing passes now. He ran 9 times for. Like I like Taysom Hill. I still like Taysom Hill. I don't care what anybody says. I like Taysom Hill. Is he available?
I do have Njoku too, but he's hurt.
But you're fine. Don't make a trade. Save Jamar Chase. You're fine. I like Andrews a lot, bro, but I'm trading Amon-Ra. I trade Amon-Ra or Evans for Mark Andrews now that Chase is back, but I don't trade Chase, I think. I think I just roll that dice, bro, that he comes back on a tear. Put him on the bench this week. Let him get better. And, if you feel the urge to get Andrews and you're a little worried about Chase getting re-injured, I'm okay with it. Like, you could talk me into it really, really easily. I almost wanted to do it a minute ago. So,
I am 6 or 5, so like I just think maybe those extra points.
Maybe, bro.
Maybe is where I lose it and try and lose.
Yeah, you know what? You just talked me into it again. Send him the offer. Hey, if anything, do it just for fun. Just send it to him. Say, do a deal. Wait literally no less than 30 seconds so he doesn't reply. And then just hit, never mind, he's playing. Make it seem like you've been at work all day. You didn't even know. All right, bro.
I can try it out.
Then just see what he does. Then call back and let us know if it worked. All right, man. Later. Next caller, you're on the line here. Who am I talking to?
Hey, what's up, man? It's Steven here.
What's up, Steven?
Hey, so I just had a quick question. So I currently have an offer on the table, which is I forgot. It's Travis Kelce. So I'd be getting Travis Kelce, and I'd be giving up Ramondre Stevenson and Amari Cooper in a full PPR league.
You get
do that
give
trade?
up Ramondre Stevenson and Amari Cooper.
Yes, I'm giving them away. I'd be trading them away. for Travis Kelce.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Of course I do that. Take Kelce and run.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean you got to, because like you don't know what Stevenson is right now. I like Stevenson, but Kelce's difference maker, bro. Smash that.
Copy. Will do. Thanks, man.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Almost take a lap worthy. Go smash it, but pat yourself on the back. Almost take a lap worthy for not punching that already. All right, bro.
All right, bro. Thank you.
Appreciate you. We got a $20 hauler. $20 hauler from the man known as William on YouTube. William on YouTube says, Smitty, I'm on a 4-game bender. Still need a little help this week. I need to start 2 running backs and a flex between Pacheco, Pierce, White, C-Pat, and Kirk. It's a tough one, bro. I mean, you're the one on the bender. You might want to roll with the gut on this one. You're on fire, right? Honestly, 2 running backs and a flex, it would be very hard for me to sit Cordero Patterson, even though he can be up and down. He's just a difference maker, and I feel like he has the potential to be an RB1 at any moment. He could also crap the bed, though. You got to understand that. I feel like Pacheco, Pierce, and C. Patterson feel like the plays. I hate putting Rachaad White on the bench. Maybe you swap out Rachaad White and Pierce at the last second, depending on if Lenny sits or something like that. But that's going to be my final answer for right now. I appreciate your super chat. Thank you so much. This one is from Torres. Send me an offer for Smitty. They send me an offer for my Chase and Foreman for Gibson, Godwin. What do you think? I think you could get Gibson and Godwin for Jamar Chase.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
No, bro. No, you don't trade Jamar Chase for that. I like Godwin, but no. That's Gibson. He's not a difference maker at all. He doesn't move the needle whatsoever, my broski. T. Brady, round 2, Smitty. Haha, you mentioned starting Chase. I have Higgins, Godwin with Devontae Smith at flex. Should I keep those starting wide receivers or replace Devontae Smith with Chase? You've got Devontae Smith to play instead of Chase?
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
Bro, if Jamar Chase is playing, Devontae Smith can hold his jockstrap, maybe hold his water bottle. Like, come on. You're putting if Jamar Chase is playing, you're putting Jamar Chase in over Devontae Smith. And by the way, guys, I don't know if you know this right here.
Once a show, the chat can spam this arrow emoji and force Smitty to flip the script and argue the opposite stance on the topic at hand.
Flip the script.
That's right. Once an episode, if you guys spam the chat enough, and you can only do it once. You can only do it once. You can flip the script on anything I'm talking about or arguing if you want to hear the alternate side of it. Your boy Smitty will immediately flip the script and argue against myself. But use it sparingly. Don't use it for something silly, okay? Because you want to make sure you're able to really get the most out of that one card you get to play each week. Let's see here. So Brady, first of all, thank you. Or Moonshot. I meant to do Moonshot. Moonshot there, Brady, for the $10 hauler. Round 2, Smitty, you mentioned. Okay, so yeah, go get. First of all, I'm going to give you a to the moon for the Moonshot there, and then a to the moon for having such a good grip of wide receivers.
To the moon.
Let's see here. Okay, next up is going to be Diego. Diego says 2 running back, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, Diggs, St. Brown, Olave, Barkley, Kenneth Walker, Etienne. Bro, come on. Come on. So Barkley, Walker, Etienne. You can't sit one of those guys. Diggs and St. Brown or Olave. You're deciding between St. Brown and Olave. I probably would lean St. Brown. But, I mean, Olave and St. Brown are very, very close. Yeah. That's very, very, very close. But I'm gonna go St. Brown personally. I just think he's more capable. I love both of them though. That's crazy, man. That's a tough one. Play D. Yeah, that does feel like a 3 or 4 man league or one of those bar sheets you fill out where you get to pick any players you want. That does not seem like he actually had a league of people in it with human beings in it. But whatever. Everybody has their own scenario that I got to help them with. Bar sheet fantasy leagues need help too. Play DK or St. Brown. I'm playing St. Brown, but that's a very, very tough call, Michael. Very, very tough call. Thank you for your super chat, kind sir. Good man. My man known as Michael. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to? Hello?
Are you speaking with me, City? Are you speaking to me?
Hello? Yes?
Hello, Miss Smitty. This is Mrs. Brofist Brad.
Hi, Brofist Brad. What can I help you with, bro?
I just want to ask you a quick question. Am I rolling with Rachaad White or Pacheco in the flex this week?
That's the $100 million question, man. I mean, that's the most common question I'm getting on the daily is that question. Why? Because of all of you following the Fantasy Football Show, our amazing community here. And it's not just me, it's all of us together coming up with some of these bangers, bro. And all of us have these bangers sitting on our bench, and we don't know what to do. We got Rachaad White, we got Pacheco, we got Tony Pollard. Which banger do you put into the lineup? And the question is, I don't know. The answer is I don't know. The question is great. The answer is I don't know. I would probably lean toward Pacheco right now for the moment because we don't know if Lenny's going to play. If Lenny sits out, then you got a real dilemma because then it's full, confusion mode. But I think Pacheco's got the keys to the lineup, whereas White, we're not quite sure. And Bowles said today that they're going to roll with the hot hand, which you could take two ways. You could take it in the way that they're just trying to tell you that Leonard Fournette may not be the starter anymore. Hot hand is that guy Rachaad White over there in the corner. Or it could be that, hey, no, I know you think that we're going to go Rachaad White, but we'll go with whichever one feels like they're doing the good work. So, I mean, Pacheco's a little safer, but man, the moment Leonard Fournette's ruled out, we got a dilemma. We got Rachaad White season. I think I'm going Rachaad White in that case, but we'll have to play it by ear.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking to hit a home run walk off right here. I think my best bet at it is Rachaad White going nuclear against Cleveland in bad weather, but I just wanted to get your expert opinion on that.
Yeah, we just got to wait.
Smitty, I want to ask you something, man. I know, you're always telling us how much you appreciate us and everything. We appreciate you. I just want to ask how you're doing, man. How's things going in your life?
Things are good, bro. I mean, I don't have time to even stop and see. But I've been like my back's all jacked up. I've got migraines. I've got these. I don't got migraines right now. These have been helping. But it's like I am on the computer all the time. But I don't have time. People say take a break, and I appreciate everybody saying that, but I'm not taking a break. I mean, people say, Smitty, stand up. I do stand up enough, and I just need to sit up straighter. I need to work out more. I've been doing that. I've got this right here from my boy, what's his name? This guy that challenged me. Who was it? It was Johnny Lawrence, right? Hold on, let me play this real quick. Johnny Lawrence called me out and said, Smitty, Johnny Lawrence says, Smitty, you say all the time you never follow through on my workout regime. So here's a picture of fat Smitty, okay? Right here with the meat suit on. I froze frame myself turning around on 11:20. Today is 11:23. And I have 31 days, 5 hours, 45 minutes, and 10 seconds to get absolutely ripped so that Johnny Lawrence is wrong. And he's eating his words. On Christmas Day, 31 days left, I will be absolutely ripped because I failed to do it on October 31st, Halloween. I failed to do it on Thanksgiving, Turkey Day, because I'm still about the same size. But I've decided to kick in full gear, proving Johnny Lawrence wrong. And I invite all of you to join me on this journey. This will be the final journey because we're doing it live this time. Have faith in me. This is like Mike White getting his shot again, okay? I may have failed the first time like Mike White. I may have gotten hurt. I got the 19, then I got sick again. And these are all excuses. They're all excuses. I'm coming back, and by Christmas, I'm going to be Rip Smitty, and Johnny Lawrence is going to be eating his words. All right?
Hey, you know what? We need people like Johnny Lawrence in this world, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get ripped out of your marbles.
Yeah,
with Danny LaRusso head kick at the end of it all.
Let's go. I won't fit in this shirt. I'm gonna wear the same shirt, and right now I'm not. I look like I'm just. I don't know. It's like dad bod Smitty. Wait till I'm ripping through this shirt like Hercules. All right.
Oh, I believe it, man.
I appreciate you, man.
Easy, brother.
Later. Johnny Lawrence. I'm going to show Johnny Lawrence. He's been picking on people for years. Stay in the Pollard Flames or start Etienne in the flex. You can't, Carter. You can't be contemplating sitting Etienne. Look, we love Rachaad White or Tony Pollard. We love Tony Pollard, but you can't sit Etienne. You got to figure out another way. How is Etienne not your starter? Let's see here. Can't start both. Other backs are Henry and Kenneth Walker. Trade deadline is over. I'm leaning Pollard. Chat, we're going Etienne over Pollard. Are we not? I mean, this is take a lap worthy, right? Or are we going Pollard? I think because Zeke Elliott is still in the picture, it makes it a different argument. I know that Pollard still is fully utilized. I'm not trying to argue that Pollard can't survive. He clearly proved he can. But I don't think you can sit Etienne. Could this go, the other direction at any moment? Could Etienne get outscored by Pollard during any given game? Certainly. But I don't think I could sit Etienne. There's one Pollard vote. There's an Etienne vote, Etienne vote, Etienne vote, Etienne vote, Etienne vote, Etienne all day. Bad matchup for Etienne. Pollard better offense. Pollard's coming back. Yeah, I don't think we got an Etienne and Pollard. It's definitely more Pollard votes than I thought, but I can't sit Etienne, my guy. You know what I'm saying? No offense, Carter, but you failed to trade one of them, and now you're gonna have a dilemma all year. And it's a great dilemma to have. It's rich person problems, but you're certainly in a bind. Because I love Pollard too, but give me Etienne. I'm not sitting Etienne. We got a lot of Pollard votes. I'd say it feels like 60-40 Etienne. 60-40 Etienne. Guess what, though? Guess what? Have you guys ever heard of a little list called the Moon Men list?
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Space Monsters.
We got Rachaad White. We got Etienne. We got Pollard. We got Walker. We got the Hurts A.J. Brown stack. This guy's looking a little bleak right now. Dameon Pierce. This guy's out. Khalil Herbert. So we're gonna copy this X and put this on here for Khalil Herbert and get rid of the question mark. Schultz is kind of rising back up, looking like he could maybe become a little bit impressive down the stretch. But this list is fire. This was an amazing list that we haven't touched all year long. It really has made us proud, has it not? It's such a good little list there, and it's just been locked in since before week one. Appreciate everybody having faith in this Moon Men list. They've been absolute straight fire. Carter, but I'm going Etienne, but you have a dilemma on your hands, my friend. And part of it is on you because you're an amazing drafter and you drafted the Moon Men, but also, you needed to make a trade and you didn't. But your depth is phenomenal, so congratulations on that. Hi, Smitty. Who do I start as a running back 2 this week? Running back 1 is Etienne. Running back 2 options are Swift, Jamal, and Rachaad White. Probably Jamal is your safe play. If Fournette gets ruled out, then maybe I contemplate going Rachaad White over Jamal. So we'll have that conversation if that news ends up breaking or something in the next couple days. But I think Jamal is your safest play if I had to make an assessment there. OG Smitty, the GOAT, thank you. You're the GOAT. Who should I flex, White or Jamal? I'm going to go with Jamal. Again, I just said that for this guy before you, so that advice applies here. But if Leonard Fournette gets ruled out, then we need to take it one step further and reevaluate it all again, okay? Full PPR, would you trade CeeDee Lamb for Godwin and Deonta Foreman straight up? I would not. I would keep CeeDee Lamb. I don't think Foreman is going to be consistent enough for you. I want something different than that. I keep the bigger name CeeDee Lamb. I don't make that trade. I feel like you can get more. B-Man, Elijah Moore with the gamble with White starting. Look, White loves Elijah Moore. Maybe Elijah Moore gets utilized more. The problem is I don't know if Elijah Moore is being factored in by the coaching staff. It's not just about getting targets from the right quarterback. So it's a gamble to assume that he's going to be heavily involved. But if Mike White has anything to say about it, I'm sure he will ask him to be heavily involved. But we'll see. Got offered Alvin plus Eli for Walker. Win or loss. I'd probably say, so Eli Mitchell and Alvin Kamara. I'd probably say I'd rather have Walker. But Alvin Kamara in some cases commands more, so I do try and get more on that end. But I personally would rather have Walker than Kamara. $10 hauler from the man known as Henry Cooper. Cooper, appreciate you. Coopmeister says, Smitty, PPR league, I'm a playoff lock with no weakness in my lineup, looking to perfected now by selling James Conner high. Trade thoughts, give Etienne, Connor, Pickens, Deshaun Watson for JT and CeeDee Lamb. Etienne, Connor, Pickens, Deshaun for JT. I take JT and CeeDee Lamb. That's an easy call. This guy keeps calling. Let's just answer. Hold on. If he calls again, we're gonna pick up and he's on redial. Just here he is. Ready? You have reached. Hey, this is Smitty. Press 1 if you want to be connected to the show. Thank you. You have pressed 2. Please hold. Hey, this is Smitty. Press 1 if you want to be connected to the show. You have pressed 2. Please press 1 or 2. Please hold. Please state your name.
Blind Larry.
Yo, what's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I speaking to?
Blind Larry, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going tonight? You doing all right?
Good. Hopefully that was a smooth process dialing into the show.
It was tough.
What can I do for you?
Yes, sir. I just recently scored 164 points last week with this team. I was just calling to see what you thought about it and moving forward.
To the moon.
Attaboy.
Quarterback Burrows, Pollard, Singletary.
Hold on. I owe you a marker board treatment you don't even know. Okay, go ahead. Burrow, who? Who else?
Burrows, Pollard.
Okay.
Singletary.
Okay.
Jacoby Myers.
All right.
Slayton. Kelsey. And then my flex was Peoples-Jones.
All right.
Obviously, I got Tucker in the Broncos defense for that week.
Okay.
And my question is basically, how do you think I should run that? I got Rachaad White on the bench, and I'm hearing a lot of different things about Slayton maybe not being too good. Should I put Pollard back in receiver 2 and then Rachaad as a flex, or what do you think?
Rachaad is a flex over who? Who are you going to think about taking out?
Peoples-Jones for Slayton.
Okay.
For the receiver spot, and then my flex would be obviously White.
Yeah. I think I probably do that. I probably go Donovan Peoples-Jones, and then White in the flex. It's awesome. Tough, bro. I'm gonna say you got hit by injury, didn't you?
Not really in my league, and nobody really wants to trade my dude. So yeah. It's kind of tough. It's like now it's like I'm trying to trade, and everybody wants to put this in a boat.
But Burrow and Kelsey, like who was your first rounder?
Burrows and Kelsey and Tucker and pretty much that whole team, dude. It's been
who was your first? Who was your first round pick? I'm saying, who was your first rounder?
Actually, I had an 11th pick, so I picked Najee Harris just to get a running back.
Okay.
All of them went pretty quick.
Okay, so you did have other players. Where's Najee?
Right. I traded him for Pollard. A guy wanted to trade me for Pollard, and right after I traded him, he went off last week. So
well, Pollard went off
kind
too,
of a
bro.
good deal.
Pollard went off too.
Yeah.
Pollard kind of went off too, bro. I don't think you did bad on that last week. Okay, and so yeah, I mean, it's tough because you don't have a lot. You don't have a lot of trade potential. Is trading over for you?
Friday, I guess it would be the 25th. So.
Yeah,
and I was actually trying to trade, but I really don't have many people to trade that are worth anything, and everybody's starting to think, the people I'm trying to trade have the good people for whatever reason they're not doing good, this year, and so I'm trying to trade them, and they're like, now they want to put it to the vote when the commissioner didn't vote any other trade. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm kind of stuck with who I'm stuck with, but the team came up big last week. Not to say that they'll do that again. But at the end of the day, I was thinking, Peoples over Slayton and then putting White in the play.
Yeah. Hopefully White, Pollard and Burrow and Kelsey all ball out for you, and you just somehow win one game at a time. I'm not going to lie, your team probably cannot be in the top 3, but I've seen teams like this win before. Like Kelsey, Burrow.
Well, in my league,
league
right now, tomorrow, I guess, or this week, I'm going against the number 1 guy, but I'm only 2 points projected. I know that. That doesn't really matter, but I was 2 points down on that. So.
Yeah, consider trading Kelsey for 2 different players and see if you can pull off a trade and look at it. Just at least look at it and then see if you can. But make sure it's 2 really good players, bro. You have to pull off 2 really good. Maybe go to the Andrews owner and try and downgrade Kelsey into Andrews and get another player, bro.
So that guy
hit a home
wanted
run.
to trade me at one time before. It was JT. Andrews and then Palmer at one time, but now he's like, no.
For Kelsey?
Yeah. But at the end of the day, Andrews was hurt or whatever.
Yeah, but bro, that would have been the move for you to make because your team wasn't going to survive in the state that it's in. You needed that home run swing. That would have been a freaking home run, bro. That would have been
not knowing though. Not knowing.
Yeah, try and go back to him and see if you can pull some off. But all right, man, appreciate you.
Right
hey, D, what's your name?
Hey, man.
What's your name?
Larry, Blind Larry.
Blind Larry? DM me or send me an email right now through thefantasyfootballshow.com. Okay, and put your name in the subject line. Free 2023 content membership on me. We're gonna have you win in this league next year. Okay. DM me right
on. Yeah, this is my second year. I'm 6-5 right now. I'm sitting in the 4th spot. So
yeah, do me a favor and put the last 4 digits of your phone number in the email so that I know it's really you. And
all right, cool.
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, I'll be looking for it, bro, and I'll get you free access for 2023.
Have a good one, man.
Yeah, later, pal.
To your show.
Yeah, appreciate you.
All right, buddy.
All right, now we are going to the rest of these super chats, and we're gonna tear it up. Appreciate you all in here today. By the way, what is it? It's almost 6:30. Okay, my time. Still struggling with this JJ for Mike Evans and Etienne trade. I take Etienne and Mike Evans, and I just accept it. It's not a very big struggle for me. I know JJ is unbelievable. I know JJ could be arguably the number 1 overall player going forward. I haven't skipped your super chat yet, Rick. I'm still trying to get through on my guy. I see yours. You're two or three down. I'm going to get to you. JJ for Mike Evans and Etienne, you got to make this trade. Maybe I can swing Pierce and JJ for Etienne and CD. Why would you do that? Why would you give up an additional player in Pierce when you're about to be giving Mike Evans and Etienne for free? You're getting an extra player for almost free when JJ and Etienne are arguable. They're arguable. I'd take JJ over Etienne. I'm just saying it feels like you're getting that extra piecing component to help your team. You throw in Pierce and then you take CD instead of Evans, and it's like you lose that advantage. Absolutely overthinking it, bro. Do the 2-for-1 or don't do anything at all. When you trade JJ, you are the one who knocks, bro. They don't knock for you. You knock on their door. And if you're knocking on their door, you're doing a 2 players for you, for your 1 player heading their direction. That's it. There's no trading JJ in some 2-for-2 even Steven deal. You get 2 players that are absolute monster capable, or you don't trade JJ at all. You've got the opportunity to do this. I mean, ask for Lamb and Etienne. I don't throw Pierce in. That is taking away your advantage. Appreciate you, Oscar. Appreciate your super chat. You are the man. Trade McLaurin for Peoples, Jones, and Traylon Burks. No, I keep McLaurin. No way I'm doing that trade. I like McLaurin too much. Maybe he's more of a name right now to me. I don't know. I don't think so. I think Peoples Jones is steady, but I don't think he's McLaurin level. Traded Devontae Smith and Jimmy G to get Pacheco, A-Rob, and Jets D. How are we feeling? I like Pacheco all by himself for that trade.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Nice job. Nice job, young. Nice job. TM, hold on one second, TM. Let me just power through a couple of these super chats. Hang tight for me, okay?
Yeah, you got it.
Rick of the super chat gave up Mike Williams and Damian Harris. Deontay Johnson got ETN. What are your thoughts? What do you think my thoughts are, Rick? You've been waiting this long to hear me give you one of the biggest attaboys I've given all day. In fact, Rick, let's get you a got him.
Got him.
King 25 code 428. Dispatch Vito Popo. Popo has been dispatched. King 25 out.
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains.
Is that enough? Is that enough celebration for you, Rick? I mean, fantastic job. You traded Damian Harris, Mike Williams, and Deontay Johnson, and you got a top 7 overall player. Like, you fleeced him, bro. You fleeced him. You got Palmer from the waiver wire and a kicker. Do I keep Palmer or drop for Boyd? I probably keep Palmer at this point. DJ Moore, Burks, Robinson. I'd rather have Palmer over, I would say, Robinson. If that's DeMarcus Robinson, I could care less about DeMarcus Robinson. Palmer, keep Palmer or drop for Boyd. So you're dropping Palmer for one of these guys. I'm sorry. Probably say DJ Moore. I'd rather have DJ Moore than those guys. I feel like he's got a little trade value too. I know your trade deadline is probably approaching. But nice work on that trade. I trade Pacheco Godwin for Jonathan Taylor and Brandon Ayuk. I take Jonathan Taylor run. Caboose, what are you doing? What are you doing? Take it, run, Caboose. What are you doing? Thank you, Rick. Appreciate you. William on YouTube, thank you again for your $20 hauler. Mad with a super chat here. Help with my wide receivers and one flex. Lamar, CMC, Barkley, Wilson Jr., Dillon, Gabe Davis, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Palmer. Nobody trades. Tony, Hollywood, Andrews, 12-team PPR. Help with your wide receivers and one flex. I mean, you didn't give me your exact lineup, but let me wing this. Okay, Lamar, obviously you're starting Lamar. CMC, Barkley, you're obviously starting those two. You're starting Jeff Wilson at your flex spot. Gabe Davis and Keenan Allen are your 2 starting wide receivers. So your flex is going to be Wilson. If for any reason you could start another wide receiver, I'm going to probably go with Palmer because I don't trust Hollywood or Tony yet. But maybe Hollywood gives us some kind of sign that he's going to be full go. But that's a pretty easy case of putting Jeff Wilson Jr. in your flex spot. Appreciate you, Mad, for the super chat, my guy. Nice job with the Andrews as well. And then we got this one here. Start Keenan Allen, Olave, or Pittman, D. Monty, or Willie, Jamal Williams. Go Jamal Williams over Monty. Start Olave over Keenan Allen and Pittman. My second choice would be Keenan Allen, assuming he's healthy and good to go. To be honest, I'm salty about this dude missing and ignoring 2 super chats of mine in the past, but I do like the vibes overall here. Kobe fan, it's not that I miss him. I think you're not hanging out long enough to hear your super chat get answered. And I don't know if you had one here. I'll search for you. But it's not a matter of me like skipping him. It's a matter of me not getting to him in time. I don't see that you have a super chat on this one. I apologize that you feel that way. My intention is never. I mean, look at me, bro. Look into my eyes. Do you think I'm ever trying to ignore anybody? I'm not, bro. You guys mean the world to me. It's just I can't always get through it fast enough. If you were sitting on my side of this table and you had 20 super chats fall in line and you want to give them the care they deserve, and you've got phone calls and you've got a show to facilitate by yourself, you would realize that, holy crap, this guy is dealing with 100,000 things at once. He's actually going at rapid fire pace. Kobe, is what I'm doing. But I appreciate you, Kobe, and I understand. I'm not mad at you. I understand your frustration, but I'm here for you, bro. Terry Roberts with the super chat. Smitty is the best teacher in fantasy football. Thank you, Terry. You're one of the best pupils I have. Daniel, okay, this is sad. Do I play Goff versus Buffalo, Mike White versus Chicago, or Perkins? I'm probably going to go Goff, but I do like Mike White. I'm tempted to go Mike White, but I think Goff's a little bit safer in this one. I think St. Brown's going to have a day. I think the Lions have a real good shot in this one. It's a 2 QB league, and I got crap to choose from. I think Goff is the right call. I think you're right on that. Hold on, bro. I'm almost there for you. I'm almost there. I got to do these 2 super chats, and I'll get to you. This one's here from Henry. Henry says, Mahomes at QB, Connor for Juju, and maybe Pacheco. I think Connor's probably a tad safer, and Pacheco's high risk, high reward. You got to kind of pick your poison there. Let's ask the caller on the line. Would you rather have Connor or Pacheco? And who am I talking to? You're live.
TM42. I go Pacheco all the way.
Pacheco. What did you say your name was?
TM42.
Oh, it's TM. TM, what's up, dude?
TM.
Let me get this $20 here that just came in. $20 holler from Ozzy. Ozzy, I'm sorry, TM. Hang tight. Smitty, I'm 5-6. Was offered CMC and Mike Williams for Higgins and Etienne. I take Etienne and Higgins. I think I like CMC, but we're kind of seeing that workload be a little bit like tough to predict. I mean, he's had 2 weeks in a row where he hasn't exactly exploded in the offense. There's a lot of mouths to feed. I think I go Higgins and Etienne. TM, where are you lying on this one? CMC, Mike Williams, or Higgins, Etienne?
CMC, Mike Williams, Higgins, Etienne. Etienne side.
Yeah, it's hard though, because I mean, you want to say CMC, like he's got the potential for sure to be the number 1 overall player in fantasy football. They easily has the potential to, but it's like we've seen 2 games in a row where they run them and then they take them out and they put Mitchell in at the end of games. They put Mitchell in after CMC's worked the ball all the way down the field and they're at like the 10-yard line. They want to give him a breather, and then they put Mitchell in. Like, so I do feel like you could get robbed all year long.
Yeah.
Or he could explode. We just don't know. Your team is Hurts, Connor, Swift, Pacheco, Mitchell, Olave, Devontae Smith. What would you do, or would you counter with something else? If you could get somebody else aside from Mike Williams, I don't know what he has, but if you could get like a Gabe Davis or, even someone like, I don't know, like if you had a St. Brown and you could somehow squeak that out, like, and then give him something different. I don't know. So was offered CMC for, so you're trading Higgins and Etienne. I'm not trading Higgins and Etienne for that. I honestly, I think CMC and Etienne are arguable. So I guess he's getting CMC, so we'd say no then. I'm sorry if I got that reversed. Sometimes I read it wrong. But yeah, sorry, Ozzy, I'm CMC is not enough for me. If you could get an additional player, I would take it. So Etienne and Higgins side. Thank you for your super chat. Please follow up, Ozzy, and we'll attack it again. All right, TM, what can I do for you?
Yeah, hey, I just wanted to get a little team audit, see how my team's going to do in the playoffs.
Let's do it.
Eventually. Yeah, so second place, Superflex team. I got Josh Allen, Kyle Allen, and Watson ready to come in next week.
Josh
Allen
and Watson, okay?
Yeah. I got CD, Higgins, Debo, and Christian Watson. I got Kenny Skywalker.
Hold on. Higgins, Debo.
Higgins, Debo, and Christian Watson.
I don't know if I'm having a stroke here. I'm like, it's trouble writing. Debo. Okay, sorry. Josh Allen, Watson, CeeDee Lamb, Higgins, Debo, and who else?
Christian Watson, Green Bay.
Okay. Part of it sees glasses. I can't see. Okay.
We got Kenny Skywalker. We got Rachaad White. Pacheco. Swift. And I lost Pitts for the year, but I got Taysom Hill and I got Dulcich.
Okay.
And that's it. I picked up Kyle Allen because he's going to start this week.
Yeah.
Superflex, so I just got him sitting on the bench.
I mean, this is a good squad, bro. It's a good squad. I mean, this has been the problem for you. Like, this is like what has separated you from being the best team in the league by far, is you had this first round talent, and Swift just crap the bed all year long. You've got CD balling out. You got Debo kind of looking like he's back. You got Josh Allen, who's a baller. You got Kenneth Skywalker dropping loads all over the field. I mean, can you make trades right now?
No, trade deadline was last week.
Okay. So what's the struggle here? This who you're starting?
Yeah, I just wanted to see what do you think, how far this team can go in the playoffs.
I mean, it's good. It's a really good team. I mean, these are two hardcore wide receivers. You got arguably 1 to 2 quarterback in the league. You got Walker, who's top 5 running back material. Hill is sneaky, or Dulcich, whichever one you want to roll with. I think it just comes down to you could start 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and 1 flex.
Yes, and a super flex.
Yeah. Okay. So you can have Watson. So once Watson comes back, you're gonna really be in a nice little positioning. So I think for now it's probably gonna be Swift on the bench until further notice. But like maybe he delivers in a way this week that gives us confidence to roll into next week to say Swift's the guy right here. But I mean, these are 3 really good running backs: Pacheco, White, Walker. Your 2 quarterbacks. Like, you're gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm second place.
You're second place, yeah. So you're fine waiting on Watson. Don't worry too much about your seeding. That stuff ends up being like, it works itself out, one way or another. You end up having like a really good situation you didn't expect seed wise when you end up letting it just come naturally. Especially if you don't get that 1 seed, you're like, dang it, but you watch that 1 seed get knocked off in the first round, and it's like, whew, glad I didn't take that path. That guy went nuts in that week. That bad team had like 190 points. So don't worry so much about let the fantasy fate take control of that. But like, bro, it's a good squad. I think you easily could win it for sure. If Watson delivers, bro, you have a huge advantage.
Okay. One more question. So I have Christian Watson, but there's DJ Moore on the waiver wire. With Rodgers news that he's playing with a broken thumb, do you like waiver on Watson at all, or
no? Probably not, because Rodgers with a broken thumb is still better than any Carolina Panthers starting quarterback, bro. So you know what I mean? Like, what do we? Yeah. We can't judge Aaron Rodgers right now. Plus, I mean, I don't know, broken thumb. I don't know. It's hard to even know what that really means. Like, broken where? Was it just out of socket in it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I doubt that if it was broken in the way that people expect it to be broken, that he'd be able to play football. So this is probably one of those things where you like jam your toe so bad you're not sure if it's broken. That's a problem. But I have a feeling that it's healed a little bit as we've gone too, or he wouldn't be throwing the football as well as he has the last, week or two, but we'll see. I don't know how much of this. I'm not saying it's stretched or that he's lying, but it wouldn't shock me if news broke that this is something was a little different. It says right here, Aaron Rodgers confirmed today his right thumb is broken since week 5. So that's a long time that it's had a chance to maybe heal in between. He's talking about it for a bit. Surgery has never been a thought, and it won't be until after the season either. He said, yeah, I don't know. That seems awfully weird. Broken thumb. I don't know.
Right.
I'm
It
not
was
sure.
weird to me too. I was just looking at that. And
It's kind of like when someone says, like, when one of your buddies tells you, my back is broken. Right now it's broken. And you're like, yeah, really? Really is, Bob?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, really? Are you sure?
Yeah. I saw you pick up that couch. All right, bro. Appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Later. I mean, I like Aaron Rodgers. I believe him. There's different ways. Like when people break their foot, it's like they break a little bone on their foot, a little tiny chip on the top or something. Adams and Swift for CeeDee Lamb, Ramondre, and Rashad. I'm taking Adams and I'm taking Adams and Swift. This is when I'd bank on Swift, Marcos. Rillo says trade Pierce, Pittman, Ayuk for Tyreek and Watson. Trade Pierce, Pittman, and Ayuk for Tyreek and Watson. Tyreek and Watson. Pierce, Pittman, Ayuk. No, you can't do that. It was taking me a minute to evaluate it, but no, Tyreek side by 1,000 miles. I don't know what I was even hesitating on when I was looking at that. That was one of the worst trades. That'd be one of the worst trades you could make. Tyreek Hill. First of all, take out C. Watson. Trade Pierce and Pittman for Ayuk for Tyreek alone would be robbery. You know what I'm saying? You skipped my super chat. I did not, Rick. I did not. No show for you. 1 week. Johnny Not Bravo says, I'm 7-4, 10-team PPR. Jackson, Henry, Etienne, Lamb, Chase, Godwin, Harris, Davis in the flex. Who do I start this week? Najee Harris, Godwin, or Gabe Davis? I'm going to go Godwin safest. Najee and Gabe are kind of tied for second, but I'd probably say Godwin is probably safest in PPR. But does anybody disagree? Can everybody in the chat please vote Najee Harris, Godwin, or Gabe Davis in the chat? Can you vote for our boy Johnny Not Bravo? Appreciate you all. We got a $20 super chat from TMT. TMT dropping fire. Thank you, TMT. TMT says, you're the man, Smitty. Help me pick 5 starters, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. St. Brown, Olave, Chase, Watson, Walker, Etienne, Wilson, Pacheco, White. Don't forget Alvin Kamara, the thumbs up button. Don't forget to Alvin Kamara, the thumbs up button on the way in or out, says TMT. I added in that out. Okay, so we're looking at Jamar Chase and St. Brown at wide receiver 1 and 2. We're looking at Walker and Etienne at running back 1 and 2. So you have yourself an Olave and Jeff Wilson problem and Pacheco. I'm probably going to go... Jeez. Man, you should have made a trade there, TMT. I'm probably going to go Jeff Wilson over Olave, but man, I feel really uneasy about it. Either way, if I switched it, I'd feel uneasy about it. I don't like this at all. I'm sitting a very, very high volume player. I'm going to go Jeff Wilson, but barely, bro. It's very close. It's very close in my mind. Thank you for the super chat. Chat, can we get a vote on that? Olave or Jeff Wilson or Pacheco? Can you please vote on one? Olave, Jeff Wilson, Pacheco. Olave, Jeff Wilson, Pacheco. Please vote for our man TMT, and let's give him some extra help because nothing's more powerful than the chat. Trade my Rashad White for Komet and Komet for Andrews. I take Andrews and I run. This is coming from a guy that absolutely loves Rashad White, but that's a fantastic value, my guy. Fantastic. Trade away Fournette and Swift for Etienne. I'd do that in a heartbeat. Go get Etienne and run. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
This is Corey.
Corey, what's up, my guy?
Long-time listener.
First time
caller.
Okay. Appreciate it.
I have a beef with one of your Moon Man.
You have a beef with a Moon Man. Well, this isn't a very good first-time call. I have to say, you're starting off on the wrong foot with me. You talk about a Moon Man, you're talking about me. Okay? Let's pull up the Moon Man.
Let's go.
Let's pull. Here's the Moon Man.
I've been playing for fantasy for about 10 years. And now the last 2 years I've gone just only Dynasty. My beef is with Mr. Damian Pierce.
Okay.
So, when was he drafted? What round?
Yeah, bro, look, you're not going to get me to defend Dameon Pierce right now. Like, Dameon Pierce is 2 bad games in a row. I certainly am disappointed myself. I feel like Dameon Pierce is at that precipice of like turning into a potential, like, not bust, but like total disappointment going forward. You know, I know there's a lot of risk involved in draft capital. I know there's a lot of risk involved in a guy like rising up. But Houston does have a tendency to be able to draft these guys. Arian Foster was an undrafted free agent, and he developed there. It happens not all the time, but it happens enough to where I'm not too worried about draft capital, and the competition hasn't been bad. It has nothing to do with any of that, in my opinion. It has to do with the offense. I think they're fully committed to him. I think every argument you have that's going to be about his draft capital or anything like that, I think that goes out the window. It's more about, now, will that make it to where he doesn't survive if, let's say, the team doesn't move the football and he kind of becomes the forgotten man? You don't really realize it's not really his fault, but the offense hasn't been running the ball well anymore. Like, could he get passed over? Could they draft another running back? Certainly. Like, his dynasty value, you're coming from a dynasty perspective, his dynasty value is definitely in a shaky enough place where I was trying to trade him last week probably, or trying to trade him this week before he goes into another bad game. So I think I'll agree with you on that.
My concern with him was that he's on a bad offense. They have a bad quarterback. And I think they have so many holes, though, that they are going to stick with him. But I relate it to Mr. Michael Carter, and then they bring in Breece Hall. So, do I think Pierce starts this year? Obviously. Does he start next year? Probably. But the year after that, I think he's out. But
yeah,
so that's. I mean,
yeah, but this Moon Men list is not Dynasty, so you have a problem with the Moon Men list for redrafting. You're speaking at, it's like you're putting on a 3D glasses and you're judging a movie that's not meant for 3D. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, but what I do have, bro, is this right here.
Smitty will now provide his Dynasty analysis.
But okay. I agree.
Hold on. I think I was muted that whole entire time. Goodness gracious. So what I was saying, just on that piece right there, what I was saying was that the Dameon Pierce, from a dynasty perspective, it's nothing to do with the Moon Men list. The Moon Men list was completely redraft geared. Okay. But Dameon Pierce, to me, there's a sweet spot to trade him away and a sweet spot to trade for him. So I feel like you need to pick your poison. Like, if you're sitting on him in a league where he's your high-end running back too, and you have an opportunity to maybe couple him with another player that's about to take a dive in fantasy football value, and you're going to lose both of them a little bit to some value drop, then you could couple them both together and go get a player that's maybe underperforming, like Andrews or something like that. But you've been hearing me all week talk about trading Pearson redraft for Andrews, Pearson redraft for something for Lamb, Pearson redraft for Pollard and something. So you and I aren't far off on this topic right here. He was a great pickup. He was a fantastic value, but there is some definite dynasty concern.
But don't you think he's gonna be the starter for this year and next year?
I think that there's a real strong shot he's a starter next year, and there's a real strong shot he proves you wrong. Like, I'm not even saying he's gonna falter. I'm saying that there's concern enough in Dynasty to maybe sell before he drops anymore, if he does. And if he ends up surviving this and becoming an absolute monster in Dynasty go forward, you're going to end up getting enough for him that you're going to be okay with whether you're wrong or right on it. Like, if you're wrong on Pierce, whenever you make a trade when you're selling somebody away, you want to be able to, both of you either win because you were wrong and you knee-jerk reacted and you got rid of a guy like Pierce and he balled out, but you broke even anyway because what you asked for was enough. Or you were right, you jumped off the boat and trained before it crashed, and what you got was very, very good value. So it comes down to that, really. It's like Pierce is an enigma moving forward, but he's got opportunity and he's got risk. You're 100% correct about that. But is he for sure like locked to not be an elite running back of the future? No, I wouldn't say that. He's a hard runner, tough runner, aggressive. I mean, when you watch him, he's just on a bad team. You know, like, and I don't know that they're going to improve that much in the next year. It depends what they do at quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm looking to sell high whenever I can on Mr. Pierce, but maybe I'm the more minority, but I don't know.
Yeah. All right, bro. Anything else?
But hey, I wanted to say that, hey, I love you, Smitty. I've been listening to you for years.
Appreciate you.
You're one of about 3 that I will only listen to, and I love you. So, but hey,
I appreciate you.
Sometimes you gotta disagree.
Hey, but we're not even disagreeing though. Like, I agree with you. Like, but you thought that the Moonman list had some Dynasty spin on it. It doesn't. But bro, have you subscribed to my Dynasty channel yet?
Yes.
Okay. For those that haven't, I'm dropping the link right now and I'm pinning it. There's going to be a lot of Dynasty content coming on that channel and this channel. This channel is going to have more Dynasty content than that channel, but that channel is going to be different.
So what is your Dynasty? Because I guess I'm just on your YouTube all the time. So
yeah, so I dropped the Dynasty channel in the live chat and I pinned it. It's also in the description of every video I have. So make sure any video I have, you'll see it in the description. Just subscribe over there because we'll do Dynasty mock drafts. But that channel is going to be for 8-minute or 10-minute or under videos on Dynasty. 10-minute or under. If I do a live stream, I'm hitting end at 10 minutes and just leaving. So it's short 10-minute videos only. This channel is going to have Dynasty and it's going to have redraft, Dynasty, redraft. That's why I have this segment here whenever I need to speak about a Dynasty player. So
okay,
yeah.
And I'm all just Dynasty, and that's it. So,
okay, well you're gonna get a ton of Dynasty here. Don't leave this channel, but you're gonna also want to subscribe over there.
I won't.
All right, bro.
And when I come to Arizona next time, I'm gonna hook you up.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
Okay, thank you.
Later.
Bye.
All right. Rockout says check your DM. Let's see what Rockout's doing. I gotta bail here in a second. So. Rock out. Here we go. Rock out.
You gotta get right, Mike White, so tight, dominate. He be coming through, dropping lows. This is how we go. Giving to
Mike White.
Carter, this how we get it on. That's how we rock it. Mike White, he will get you right.
Mike White will get you right. Okay? Learn about it. Rock out. Thank you for the beautiful DM. Goal line work. Yeah, he's definitely gets scripted out. This one here is from True Gentleman. 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 flex. Barkley, Aaron Jones, Stevenson, Olave, Higgins, Kirk, Watson. Please help. 2 run. So Barkley and Aaron Jones, and Olave and Higgins. And then Stevenson's your flex, in my opinion, bro. In my opinion. This one's from Sam. Appreciate you. Sit 1. JJ Chase, DK, Gabe Davis, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, depends on your scoring. This is super flex, I assume. I probably sit Gabe Davis if Lawrence on average outscores him. I don't know the scoring, but if a quarterback usually scores more, you want to start a quarterback over Gabe Davis, but that's a close one. Appreciate you. Start 1. Lamb, Connor, or Etienne. Give me Etienne. then Lamb, then Connor in that order, if that helps you. $10 hauler from my boy Robert. Robert, thank you very much. Robert says, on my lineup, Hollywood went 0-13 in favor to play in the past hour. Smitty, on my way, lineup Hollywood went 0-13 in favor to play in the past hour. I'm not sure what that even means. What, can someone explain to me? My brain's fried. Smitty, on my lineup Hollywood went 0-13 in favor to play in the past hour. What does that mean? Can someone explain that to me? I feel like I feel really, really slow today. What does he mean by that? This is a 10-team 0.5 PPR, 7th place. Teams Fields, Geno, Watson, Tay Adams, Hopkins. Nice squad. Which of these running backs should I play in week 12? I mean, you got to play Pollard, and then in order, I'm going to go Connor, Pierce, or no, probably Connor, and then Najee and Pierce are tied. I'd probably go Connor. $13 points, is that what he means? Okay. Smitty, on my lineup, Hollywood went. Okay. I'm sorry, Robert. Oh, in the last hour projected. Okay, now I see what he's saying. Okay, I was trying to figure out what he meant by that. Smitty, Hollywood went from 0-13 in favor to play in the past hour. Gotcha. Okay, thank you guys for clarifying. He's trending toward playing. Nice job. Thank you, Robert, for reporting on that. It was just worded funny, and I don't know. I was taking it from 0-13. I didn't know what it meant. Right here, does anybody, can you guys vote on this? Connor, Pierce, or Najee? What order do you have those in? Connor, Pierce, Najee. Pollard's a lock, but I need you to vote. Connor, Pierce, Najee. What is the order here for our guy? Man, let's try and get him the best advice we can possibly give him. Thank you for this super chat, Sam. And let's see, what's this one? Should I flex Swift, Lazard, or Kyron? I would go Swift. Those options are not big enough for me to pass on the upside of Swift this week. You know, I definitely think Swift's a risk. So Connor's first. That's what I said too. Connor, Pierce, Najee. Connor or Najee, Pierce. I'm going Connor. I'm going to go Pollard, Connor. I want to go Najee, but I can't trust him yet. But I think Najee would be third. Hopefully that helps you, my guy. Everybody, I appreciate you. I'm live Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday. Your boy Smitty's been here for 2 hours straight. It seems like it's been a lot longer today's show. It didn't go slow in a bad way, but I thought it was like 3 hours by now. I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm live whenever news breaks. I'm live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at midnight Eastern. Probably tomorrow is going to be a weird day. I might go live later in the evening only, like the midnight show. I don't know that I'm going to be going live during anything relating, to the normal show time. So this will be the one time I don't. Maybe Christmas, I don't. It depends on when Christmas falls. I don't even know what day Christmas falls on. Those would be the 2 days that you probably don't see me. So 360, well, not 5, but we're close. I mean, I'm 365, but the Monday through Friday show might be 364, 363. But I'm live every single day, 365. It just depends on if you get a double show or not from me, a double shot. Trade Kelsey and Lamb for Adams, Schultz, and Swift. Kelsey and Lamb. No, I'm keeping Kelsey and Lamb. Kelsey and Lamb for me. That's an easy call. I'll see you all on the flip side. And don't forget that you can flip that script at any time.
Once a show, the chat can spam this arrow emoji and force Smitty to flip the script and argue the opposite stance on the topic at hand.
Flip the script.
Don't forget that you can flip the script on me at any time, once per show, by spamming that almost recycle looking arrow emoji. If you ever want to hear my counterpoint on a topic, if I'm ranting and raving on a player like, we left to start Walker, he's the best player, and then you guys for some reason want to flip that script. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you all. Are you watching the Fantasy Football Show on Spotify? A video show on Spotify. Hey, Smitty, there are only a few video shows on Spotify. You're one of them. That's right, Bob. And I'm on Spotify daily, dropping daily Spotify videos. So get on over there, search me on Spotify, The Fantasy Football Show, or go to smitty1.com. I got the link right there, as I do links to everything else I have. All my links are at smitty1.com. I will see you on Spotify as we're taking over Spotify video. And I'll also see you on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Fantasy Football Show. Now get out of here.
Take a lap. Smitty, you're not hearing me. I don't know a lot about fantasy football. I know everything about fantasy football. Woo! You know...